Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1. Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2. We're a little bit behind, but we here. Just waiting on that green light. Waiting on that green light. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Angry Black Man Podcast. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Angry Black Man Podcast. What's the damn deal? Welcome to the Angry Black Man Podcast. Huh? Let's get up. Let's get up. You're tuned in to the Angry Black Man Podcast. Yeah, we got a lot to talk about today, y'all. We got a lot to talk about. The Breonna Taylor decision has come in. The Breonna Taylor decision has come in. And I'm not happy. We're going to talk about it today at the Angry Black Man Podcast. Right now, we want to get these numbers up, though. Get these numbers up. Make sure you hit like, make sure you hit share, make sure you hit subscribe. Yeah, we back. Y'all thought I was gone, huh? You tuned in to the Angry Black Man Podcast. The phone lines will be open today. Breonna Taylor decision has come in. But you know I got to break this down. I got to break this down a long way. Don't let them hit you with the oopty-wop. I repeat. Do not let them hit you with the oopty-wop. You're tuned in to the Angry Black Man Podcast. I need you to share it right now. I need you to share it right now. While I'm getting these numbers up behind the scenes. The phone lines will be open. This is an open platform. We take all comers here at the Angry Black Man Podcast, right? So we want to know what you think. Stop sitting behind the computer screen trolling. Stop being a coward. Stop throwing rocks and hiding your hand. Here at the Angry Black Man Podcast, we stand on what we believe in. We stand on our foundation. You understand what I'm saying? Tried and tested. Get my numbers up, man. Make sure you like, make sure you share, make sure you subscribe. You're tuned in to the Angry Black Man Podcast. We want to try to get a smooth show tonight. I need y'all active in the chat. That's right, share. I need you to share. Huh? I need you to share. Get the numbers up. I'm gonna start y'all off with a little treat shortly. I got a treat coming to y'all in 2 minutes, 1 minute. A nice little treat coming to y'all in 60 seconds. I'm gonna show y'all what type of time we on at the Angry Black Man Podcast. Phone lines will be open. The Cash App will be up. Support the machine. We putting in the work. So as I said I had a little treat for y'all, right? First, let me get back up. Welcome to the Angry Black Man Podcast, right? You know, y'all know how we started off. Where my claps at? Y'all know how we started off. Welcome. So I'm not gonna do too much talking. Y'all know what time it is. The Breonna Taylor decision came in, right? So before they get on my neck and trying to shut my live down and hit me with the oopty-wops, right? I'm gonna get right on into the broadcast. I got a little treat for y'all. I got a little treat for y'all, and it goes a little something. It goes a little something like this. Let's go.
On the African American community. What do you have to lose? You're living in poverty. Your schools are no good. You have no jobs. 58% of your youth is unemployed. What the hell do you have to lose?
You putting what you're calling the alt-left and white supremacists on the same moral plane.
I'm not putting anybody on a moral plane. What I'm saying is this. You had some very bad people in that group, but you also had people that were very fine people on both sides. So you know what? It's fine. You're changing history. You're changing culture.
Sir, I'm sorry.
Neo-Nazis, white nationalists, whatever you want to call them. But you had a lot of people in that group that were there to innocently protest the taking down of the statue of Robert E. Lee.
Now we're learning more about the teenager charged with intentional homicide after shooting 2 protesters dead during a night of mayhem. He allegedly shot a man in the head at a besieged car dealership. Rittenhouse can be seen fleeing the scene, then tripping as protesters tried to disarm him. He fired his rifle and a second man was killed. Rittenhouse attended a Trump rally in January and sat in the front row, not far from the president.
Right, and then I see the disinfectant where it knocks it out in a minute, 1 minute. And is there a way we can do something like that by injection inside or...
This morning, a devastating chapter in the U.S. fight against COVID-19. Death toll climbing above 200,000 Americans. And when asked about the rising death toll in early August...
Hell, 1,000 Americans are dying a day.
They are dying. That's true. And it is what it is.
26-year-old Rakeem Jones was punched in the face as he was escorted out of Donald Trump's rally last night. Cell phone videos also showed Jones being thrown to the ground and tackled by police.
The next time we see him, we might have to kill him.
Go home to mommy.
I don't give a fuck about that nigga that got killed by them white boys. I don't give a fuck. You want me to care for a stupid nigga? You want me to care for a stupid nigga that runs towards niggas with guns? No, I'm sorry.
I want to come out and say that I do not support George Floyd. I want to come out and say that I do not support George Floyd and believe it.
This is the type of time we on at the Angry Black Man Podcast. We not playing. Look, we not playing, y'all. And this is what makes this podcast and what makes me so dangerous. Matter of fact, I got to give myself a round of applause for that. This is what makes me so hard to figure out. See, I had people hitting my line. Oh, you Democrats. I said, Democrat. Who said Joe Biden? Pay attention. I said, make America safe again. I'm a different type of animal. That's the type of time I'm on here at the Angry Black Man Podcast, man. We're gonna go ahead and get into it, though, man. We're gonna go ahead and get into it. We got the Breonna Taylor decision that just came in, right? The Breonna Taylor decision just came in. But we're not going to skim over the $12 million decision that she got first, several days prior. Let's talk about it. See, we're not going to let people hit y'all with the oopty-wop. Right? Before we go back into this cycle of protest, before we go back into this cycle of anger and emotion, I have to break it down as to actually what happened and what's happening in this Breonna Taylor case, because you remember y'all called her a trap queen. Here we go right here. Around the way girl, huh? Thug missus, boss chick, trap queen. I had to put you on the Summer Jam screen for that. But you ain't the only one. You ain't the only one, right? So I want to ask y'all, how is it then? Because these are the narratives that's been put out there, that her boyfriend was a drug dealer. She was involved in a cartel. So how is it that her family, right, was just awarded $12 million? This was not today. This was before today. Before we got decision today. I'm gonna get into that. We're gonna go slow. She had already been awarded $12 million, the highest payout by far to a police brutality victim. I got receipts. She got $12 million first. She got $12 million. Let me take you to the facts. Let me take you to the facts so y'all don't think that I'm just talking out my ass. Let's go. Let me get my clip set up so y'all don't think that Bread Man is just talking out his ass. She got 12. Her family has already been paid out $12 million through a lawsuit. Let's go.
Wrongdoing by the police, but it includes nationwide protests. After months of nationwide protests, and her name becoming a rallying cry for social justice, tonight Breonna Taylor's family has agreed to a $12 million civil settlement with the city of Louisville, one of the largest payments ever in the U.S. following a police shooting.
My administration is not waiting to move ahead with needed reforms to prevent a tragedy like this from ever happening again.
The settlement does not admit any wrongdoing by the police, but it includes several reforms, such as changes to the approval process for search warrants, the hiring of social workers to go out on mental health calls, and incentives for officers to live and volunteer in the community. The settlement comes more than 6 months after a botched raid at Taylor's apartment. Police were executing a search warrant looking for drugs. Officers said they announced themselves, but Taylor's boyfriend, who was also inside, disputes that. He wounded an officer when he says he fired his licensed weapon, fearing an intruder. Police returned fire, killing Taylor. Her family says no drugs were found in the apartment.
Breonna Taylor was in her apartment, who had every right to sleep in peace and not have the police execute a dangerous, I believe, unconstitutional and unjustifiable no-knock warrant on yet another black citizen in America.
One of the officers there that night, Brett Hankinson, was fired. The police chief wrote in his termination letter that Hankinson displayed an extreme indifference to the value of human life. Hankinson has not commented. 2 other officers are on administrative leave. None of the officers has been criminally charged.
Now that we got that out the way, they're awarded the trap queen $12 million. You heard it, the largest payout, the largest settlement payout in history to a U.S. citizen in a lawsuit due to police brutality. That's a fact. But yet we have this narrative, right, against her and her boyfriend that this was a criminal enterprise. Yet she's been awarded $12 million, and we're going to take it further. We're going to take it even farther, because what happened is pandemonium is about to hit Louisville. They're in a state of emergency. Let me get to that right now. Louisville is in a state of emergency. Let me go ahead and put that up so we can all get on the same page. Louisville is in a state of emergency right now because the decision has dropped as far as the charges that are going to be or not going to be filed
Right now, the
against
city
the
of
officers.
Louisville is in a state of emergency as LMPD prepares for a decision from Kentucky Attorney General Daniel Cameron in the Breonna Taylor case. As part of the order, LMPD canceled all off days and vacation requests until further notice. Also today, fence barriers were put up downtown. This is video from Armory and Liberty. The first floor windows of the Gene Snyder Federal Courthouse in downtown Louisville are also boarded up. The courthouse is closed all this week, and the city will not allow street parking from 2nd to 9th Street and Market to Broadway after the announcement is made. During his press conference, Governor Andy Beshear was asked if he was concerned about the potential unrest in the city.
My hope is that any type of, and we call it unrest, but any type of demonstration is one that is peaceful. That doesn't mean that it's quiet. It doesn't mean that people don't give voice to frustration or what they want to say.
And Governor Beshear says at this point, he has not deployed the National Guard to assist LMPD. Multiple sources have told WLKY they expect a decision in the Taylor case this week.
Now, that was receipt number 2. See, I don't just go full in steam, you know what I'm saying, full head of steam here at the Angry Black Man Podcast. We actually take our time and we do the work here at the Angry Black Man Podcast. Let's give a killer some shine though. We're gonna put him up there. We're gonna give a killer some shine. He basically got off today. That's a win for him. If y'all haven't been tuned in, and I'm gonna come to the chat here shortly. I'm gonna come to the chat here in a minute. We're gonna do roll call. We're gonna do roll call in the YouTube chat. We got a lot of things going on here at the Angry Black Man Podcast I need to catch y'all up on. But the word has come through, right? They did indict this man. No other charges were filed against any of the officers. The only officer that was charged was the officer that had already been fired. Hinkinson, Brett Hinkinson. And they charged him. We're gonna pull up the charges, right? Because they actually created they created some shit I never heard of before. Right? They created some shit I never heard of before. He's relatively gonna walk away, right? I'm gonna say no jail time with probation with this charge that they created for him. He will not be charged with murder. Okay, it is a felony charge, I believe. We're gonna get into the details of the charge here shortly. Okay, but the decision has come in. All right, but I don't want people to get lost in the sauce. You know, because now the Breonna bashers, they're gonna try to bounce back. This is how this works. But see, when this news dropped about the $12 million that was broke off to her family, they were quiet. All the Breonna bashers disappeared. They were nowhere to be found. They had no commentary because there's no way that you can explain how what you are trying to paint as a trap queen, right? Someone involved in a drug cartel, someone who has broken the law, which y'all keep saying, no charges have been filed, not even against the boyfriend. Charges were filed, they were actually dropped against the boyfriend. I got receipts, we're gonna bring them up. So this whole criminal enterprise, yet the government has paid this woman $12 million, the highest ever paid out to a U.S. citizen. It don't go together. So y'all been extra quiet. Extra quiet. I'm going to tell y'all why they about to come out the woodworks here shortly. Because they hit us with the oopty-wop. And I'm going to keep it funky. What's basically happening, y'all, is they're making a statement to Black America that we've basically upgraded our lynching.
Again. The settlement does
not right?
admit any wrong.
We've upgraded lynching in 2020, and what we do is we pay millions in dollars for them and to air it publicly so the world can see. That's what's happening. That's what's happening. And I have the receipts for that too. This is going on around the nation. They are basically saying we're willing to spend the taxpayers' money y'all put in. So every month or every few months, we could present to y'all a public lynching of a black person. Because I'm going to show y'all in each one of these cases, millions and millions of dollars are being broke off. That's a fact. But y'all let them hit y'all with the oopty-wop and say, oh, he was a criminal. He was this. They were that. They were a drug enterprise. They were this, they were that. Well, how is it? Let me bring the receipts back up. How is it that she got broke off $12 million? Let me go to the chat. Let me go to my YouTube chat. All right, and I'm gonna put my StreamYard in because I know there should be some people that want to get in and talk about this. There should be some people that want to get in and talk about this issue, man. I'm gonna start from the bottom and go up, man. Incoherent Dog says that's not true. Whatever you're speaking to, I just put the StreamYard link there. You're more than welcome to call up to the show. You can cam up or you can cam down. It doesn't matter. Make sure your microphone is open. Call in and speak to the world. I've been asking for the longest. Everybody hits my comments. They have all these comments to say. And you know what I say? I say, you know what? I'm inviting you to my show, on my show, so you can debate the death of Breonna Taylor. I want you to debate the murder of Breonna Taylor with me. And they never show up. They never show up. They never show up. I'm going to say it again. I always put that out there to the people, for anybody who has because I just showed y'all receipts. I'm showing y'all receipts. I'm armed and ready. And so when I say, okay, if you disagree, come on to the show. I want you on record so the public can see you like King Face. That's one thing I used to respect about King Face. Right? Before this whole HIV shit, at least you would stand on your rhetoric, right? He would debate anybody. That's how I bodied his ass. So the StreamYard link is there. Stand on it. Feel free. The floor is open for you to come on and debate the murder of Breonna Taylor, sir. Incoherent Dog. New Murray, salute. Salute to New Murray. Gives me the black power fist. Jay Sean, come on, man. The link is open. I don't know if you're at the J. You feel me? You need to sneak in here and get in on this. Salute to Jay Sean. Salute to James Gibson. We take all comers here at the Angry Black Man Podcast. We will not shun you. Salute to James Gibson. No knock warrants or hits on us black folks. I can agree with that. Salute to Masab Yashir Bey. Salute, more. Says fire. Salute to Paycheck. What up, though? What's the damn deal? That's one of my contributors. Salute to Paycheck. Huh? Salute to Paycheck. Salute to Jerome Ray. Says, hold your vote. Jerome Ray says, hold your vote. I can get with that. As a black man, I'm open to that. Let's talk about it. The StreamYard link is there. Okay? Let me get this up so y'all can see what's going on. All right, my cash app is $Breadman 281. That's $Breadman 281. This is an open platform. Show your appreciation. Call up and make yourself heard. I'm going to my StreamYard just to make sure to see if anybody's in backstage. So no, he hasn't taken my offer up. Incoherent Dog. So if y'all see Incoherent Dog or anybody in there who has a problem with the facts that I'm presenting this evening, I want you to direct them. Let me go back to the chat. I want you to direct them to this stream link, to this StreamYard link, okay? That's what I want y'all to do. Here it is again. You understand? This is an open platform, and we take all comers. And see, this tells you a lot about people right here. This is what I call a smooth body. And I'm gonna show y'all another smooth body because I need y'all to understand this is what I do. This is what I do. We got all these people out here cloud chasing off the death of unarmed black people. That's a fact. We got people out here cloud chasing, saying wild, reckless shit about Breonna Taylor, wild, reckless shit about George Floyd, wild, reckless shit about Trayvon Martin. Still, you had this man makes money off of going on tour and signing Skittles, right? So you have to have someone out here with a foot on these people's neck. Thus, you have the Angry Black Man podcast. So I'm going to pull up some more receipts here, right, as we get into this topic a little bit more, because I'm not done. I'm not done because there's a deeper issue here. As I said, they're showing you that we're willing to pay to watch you get lynched. We're willing to pay to take a black life. We'll pay $12 million to take a black life, but we won't pay $12 million to save 1,000. I want you to think about that. I want you to think about that. They're telling you, right? Specifically, Louisville, Kentucky. Here, so from now on, you could save all that rhetoric about what you're trying to do in the community, this and that, the crime, how you really care. You don't care. You don't give a fuck. Because you've proven, right, instead of bringing these people to justice the way that you were supposed to, with murder charges, you rather bail them out paying $12 million, which shows you how much weight, the biggest in history, which shows you how much weight was in on this case and on this decision. You'd rather pay to take a black life, millions of dollars, but you won't invest $1 million to save 1,000. That's the tragedy. You tune in to the Angry Black Man podcast. Let me pull up some more receipts. Now I'm going to bring you a public service announcement sponsored by the Angry Black Man podcast and Breadman TV. Make sure you hit like, make sure you hit share, and make sure you hit subscribe. Let's go.
On the African American community. What do you have to lose? You're living in poverty. Your schools are no good. You have no jobs. 58% of your youth is unemployed. What the hell do you have to lose?
You're putting what you're calling the alt-left and white supremacists on the same moral plane.
I'm not putting anybody on a moral plane. What I'm saying is this. You had some very bad people in that group, but you also had people that were very fine people on both sides. So you know what? It's fine. You're changing history. You're changing culture.
Fairly, sir, I'm sorry. I just understand.
Neo-Nazis, white nationalists, whatever you want to call them. But you had a lot of people in that group that were there to innocently protest the taking down of the statue of Robert E. Lee.
Now we're learning more about the teenager charged with intentional homicide after shooting 2 protesters dead during a night of mayhem. He allegedly shot a man in the head at a besieged car dealership. Rittenhouse can be seen fleeing the scene, then tripping as protesters tried to disarm him. He fired his rifle and a second man was killed. Rittenhouse attended a Trump rally in January and sat in the front row not far from the president.
Right, and then I see the disinfectant where it knocks it out in a minute, 1 minute. And is there a way we can do something like that by injection inside or...
This morning, a devastating chapter in the U.S. fight against COVID-19. Death toll climbing above 200,000 Americans. And when asked about the rising death toll in early August...
How? 1,000 Americans are dying a day.
They are dying. That's true. And it is what it is.
26-year-old Rakeem Jones was punched in the face as he was escorted out of Donald Trump's rally last night. Cell phone videos also showed Jones being thrown to the ground and tackled by police.
The next time we see him, we might have to kill him.
Go home to mommy.
I don't give a fuck about that nigga that got killed by them white boys. I don't give a fuck. You want me to care for a stupid nigga? You want me to care for a stupid nigga that runs towards niggas with guns? No, I'm sorry.
Want to come out and say that I do not support George Floyd. Want to come out and say that I do not support George Floyd and the
This is what we're doing at the Angry Black Man Podcast. This is what we're doing at the Angry Black Man Podcast. That is a public service announcement. Don't vote Trump 2020. Make America safe again. Make America safe again. If you're really serious about putting a stop to this hate, putting a stop to this buffoonery, don't vote Trump 2020. That's all I'm saying. Let me go to my StreamYard because we do actually have somebody backstage here. You understand? We all about giving people a voice here at the Angry Black Man Podcast. Oh, we got Diogenes back there too. Okay. Let me get these boys cocked and ready. How y'all doing today, fellas?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, good.
Good, man.
All right, let me make sure I got y'all. Oh, yeah, we good. We Gucci. Let me get you in here.
Like you, but.
All right, Dodging, is you there?
We can't see his picture.
No, he good. He can stay down. Jay, what's up with you? How you doing?
Man, chilling, man. I gotta go to work in a little bit, so I just glad I get to tap in for a little bit.
Well, come on, man. Let's get straight into it. Give me your take on the Breonna Taylor case, man. I know you tapped in. They hit the man. Matter of fact, you go ahead and take over. I want to hear your take while I pull up these receipts as to actually what the charges are. Okay.
All right.
So what's your take?
Man, I feel like, okay, that was cool that they paid the family $12 million. But like you said, it's not enough.
Okay.
You got to charge the cop that did this shit.
Right.
So they already know they're guilty now, right? So
right.
We paid them off. All right, cool. But now also what we want is justice. That's what we really want. Basically, as the black community, we want justice. We want to be treated just like everybody else.
Now, are you aware of the charges that they just brought forth against? Because you know the one officer was actually indicted. The guy.
Right. I heard about that.
Brent Hinkerson. I'm trying to get that up right now. I'm trying to get the receipts up. He was actually indicted, but it wasn't for murder, and it wasn't even for the involvement of the death of Breonna Taylor. It was actually some shit.
No.
It was some shit that they made up, and I'm trying.
We need murder charges.
Right. Let's go. Talk about it.
That's what it is. I mean, look, I used to be in the military, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there ain't no made up charges to get you out of some shit. If you killed somebody that wasn't a threat to you, like how this situation was,
right?
Your ass was getting charged with murder.
Point blank, period.
Everybody knew about it. So why is the police out here in their own country, out here getting the bottom of the stick? Like they getting a slap on the wrist. Like,
right.
Nah, bro, you killed somebody and you didn't need to. Your life was not in danger. Your ass should be charged with murder. Period. Point blank. That's what it is. Then that sets the precedent for the next person to come out. They not gonna, I ain't just finna be shooting reckless like that.
Right.
Because you ain't willing to put your life on the line to try to, I don't even know what the fuck they're trying to do. Like, what point is you trying to make by just coming out here shooting that shit?
Well, I can't speak to what happened that night. I can't speak to exactly what happened that night, but I can speak to how they covered it up afterwards and the events that have happened afterwards. And the statement that they're making, right, is that we are willing to lynch a black person publicly. Because once you make the death public, right? Once you make it's got all this coverage, and you're making the point that we're not going to do anything about it, right? You're going to die from the hands of one of us, okay? And there's nothing that's going to be done about it. That's a lynching.
Right. But look, we can't go for that no more.
Okay.
It's been going on since slavery. They used to lynch us on the trees, bro, and they still doing it on the low. You can't go for that.
Okay.
How long we gonna wait till we start fighting back? Fuck all that, man. Indict this motherfucker, or we gotta start. You know what? We gotta start in doing our own justice.
Now I'm trying to. Let me see if I can get this up. Let me see if I can get this up for the people. And
because if we don't stand up for us, who gonna do it for us?
This is gonna. I'm trying to get some receipts up, right? So we can give some people some clarity on exactly what happened today with the charges, okay? Because one of the officers have been indicted, but it was with some really, really light shit. Let's tune in. Let's tune in real quick.
Encourage people to read up on this. There is no body cam footage of it, right? We don't have video of it, which I think for some people makes it maybe difficult.
Why they ain't got the body cam?
There's a lot of information about what happened that night that raises questions about why were the police even there? Was this no-knock warrant the right way to approach it? Of these officers who fired their weapons, which bullets struck Breonna Taylor, right? Who killed Breonna Taylor? Who is physically responsible?
That's what it's called. It's called a wanton endangerment. That's what he was charged with.
There should be a lot
of
what? WANTON, wanton endangerment. That's the charge.
Meaning, what does that mean? Meaning that I kicked in your door, and then you was in danger because I fucked your life up.
Right. It's called murder. It's called murder, manslaughter. This is something new. This is a new charge.
They made up a charge.
I've never heard it before. It's right here on the screen.
I've never heard of no shit like this before.
It's right here on the screen so y'all can see. It's called a WANTON endangerment charge. Let's go. Let's let the analyst finish up, and then we'll come back and speak on this.
A lot of outstanding questions here, and the Attorney General is going to be laying out his case just a few moments from now. But we already know the foundation of what has happened here. Basically, wanton endangerment in the first degree. And according to Kentucky state law, that happens when a person has wantonly engaged in conduct which creates a substantial danger or death or serious physical injury. Again, this is a low-level felony punishable by up to 5 years. This is not what Breonna Taylor's family wanted to see, not what her mother wanted to see. I've spoken to her on a few occasions, and at one point I asked her, did she have faith in the system? And she said that she has seen the system fail so many times, she didn't really have faith that the system was going to rule in her favor this time. And even before this happened.
Now I'm gonna stop right there. That's enough, because I don't want to get anything shut down on my channel. Check this out. I knew what was about to happen when let me get you back up here. I knew what was going to happen when they gave out the $12 million, right? Before any charges, before they declared any charges to be filed or not filed. You understand what I'm saying? They gave these charges out. I mean, they gave the money out first, and that rarely happens. That's when I knew we was about to get hit with the oopty-wop. They gave out such a large amount of money, right, with all of this out there looming. And usually, in order to get that money, you need, well, I'm not gonna say you need, a conviction helps. Some type of charge or some kind of conviction helps. Yet in this case, the city, not the police department, the city went ahead and broke off the family $12 million, the highest in U.S. History. Diogenes, are you there? I think I see Diogenes back there. You there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hey, how you doing today?
I want to focus on the grand jury.
Okay, let's tap in. Let's go.
So I mean, the grand jury voted. That's the best type of justice we have. They ruled him not guilty. What
No.
happened to Breonna Taylor was basically more of an accident, if anything, not intentional murder.
No,
That's just out there.
We have to slow you down. We have to take our time here. Now, when you say they declared him not guilty, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, by the jury of his peers, 12 people voted unanimously that they're not guilty.
Okay, so again, this is what I mean when I say, and I'm not calling you a Breonna basher. I'm saying this was my warning, and this is why I say the Breonna bashers are now going to come out in the woodworks, and this is how nasty things can get, right? So we have to be clear to the people, right, and make it known that that's not a factual statement when we say a grand jury found Brent Hankerson not guilty or innocent of a charge. That's not the fact, because he was never there was never a charge filed. So what they did was they indicted him, right, on something he still has to be found guilty or innocent for. You see what I'm saying? See, there was actually an indictment brought. As a black person and as the black community, we don't think that that's enough, right? And so what you're gonna have is you're gonna have people out there. They're gonna say, "See, he was found not guilty. He was found not guilty." But that's not a factual statement. He was indicted.
Okay, but what about Trayvon? You said Trayvon was also with a grand jury, and they voted on the favor of Zimmerman.
Okay, well, we can go to Trayvon, but let's stay right here. When you were saying they found him not guilty, were you speaking to Brent Hankerson?
Well, I don't follow the story, but I did hear that it was a grand jury that was going to see if he was indicted or not.
Right, but what I'm saying, in your mind, you see what I'm saying? And a lot of people are going to do the same thing you're going to do. See, he was indicted for a crime. He's going to court. He's going to be processed. He's been charged, is being processed, is going to go appear in front of his peers for a crime that resulted in the death of Breonna Taylor. That's a fact. But because he wasn't charged with murder, a lot of people are going to try to run with the fact and say, "See, they found him not guilty. They found him not guilty." When the facts are, he's been indicted for a crime. To that, what do you say?
I have no idea.
Okay, all right. Now, let me go to the chat. Let me go back to the chat. Stay right there and see if anybody got any questions. Jay Sean, you still there? Okay, I think we lost Jay Sean. Let me go to the chat, man. Salute to we got Mills Lane. Mills Lane, let me throw the StreamYard link in there. Okay, you tune into the Angry Black Man podcast. Make sure you hit like, make sure you hit share, make sure you hit subscribe. Okay, the StreamYard link is there. If you want to join in on the conversation, we take all comers, okay? Mills Lane says Amber Geiger got 10 years for killing Botham Jean in his apartment. Parole in 5 years, and she already filed for an appeal, okay? That's a fact. That's a fact. That was light. That's light. That's not, this is not what we call justice. Let's go to James Gibson. 5 years. 5 years, even if he get the max, that ain't enough. He's not going to jail.
Wow.
He's not going to jail. This charge, wanton endangerment. Let me ask you a question, Endogenous. You ever heard of that charge before? Have you ever heard of anybody that was involved in a killing of someone and they walked away with not a murder degree, not a murder charge, not a manslaughter, but something called a wanton endangerment charge? Have you ever heard of that before?
I have never heard of that.
Okay, all right. It's extremely creative. Incoherent Dog says, "I'm so confused." Well, we invited you onto the platform. Just in case you need clarity, the StreamYard link is there. Tell us what you're confused about. Okay. So salute to the chat. Okay.
Well, I'm confused because when it comes to Trayvon Martin, or let's just go to George Floyd, for example, right? It turns out that if you watch the body cam, the leaked body cam of what happened to George Floyd seemed to have swallowed a stash. And if you're familiar with fentanyl, methamphetamine, and tetrahydrocannabinoid, which is just weed, it's a mixed cocktail that he took. So when took him out there, I kept on asking him, like, is there something wrong? Did you take anything? He said no. He's saying he's having intense anxiety, hypochondriac in his vehicle. not in his vehicle, on the police car's vehicle. When they put him in the police car, he's like, I can't breathe. And then when they put him in the vehicle, he actually begged them to put him on the ground. And then the autopsy showed that he died from a heart attack.
So are you saying that he?
But then they had a second autopsy that said that it was through asphyxiation, that the cop murdered him. But all the facts are leaning further to the side of the cops, that the cops did not intentionally. In other words, if they would have let George Floyd go, he was a dead man walking with the pills that he took.
Well, see, I see. That's what I'm saying. I think that what you're doing, that's for the courts to decide, because once a man tells you that he can't breathe, then he ends up being.
But was it racism or was it incompetence? Was it racism on the part of the police, or was it just incompetence?
Well, he's been charged with murder. So racism.
Right, he was.
Racism is a feeling. You see what I'm saying? So you see, this is what people need.
Yeah, it is.
This is what people need to understand about Breadman here at the Angry Black Man podcast. I'm aware that racism is a feeling. You understand what I'm saying?
It's subjective. Yes, it's subjective.
That is an emotion. That is an emotion. Me personally,
right, but
I don't give a fuck if you're racist or not. I don't care. I don't care if you don't like me because of the color of my skin. I know what's going on. I know why you hate me. I know the essence of what's going on, and I actually embrace it as a black man, right? That's just me personally. What can happen is you're not going to then violate me because of that. That's where the problem comes in. And so here, he's been charged with the violation of murder. That's a fact. So now the racism is out the window. I don't even care about that. He was charged with murder, okay? And that's what's going on. Derek Chauvin has been charged with murder. That's just the facts.
What was the black man individual that died at the Wendy's? That he fell asleep drunk in his car. The cops pulled up and he wrestled against the cops. He put one in a concussion, ran, shot the taser at the cop. Then the cop just shot him and killed him.
Right.
He's in jail right now, right?
I haven't
for felony murder.
I haven't followed up on that. The cop?
Yeah.
I believe.
I don't think he should have been charged with felony murder. I think he did his job. I think he did his job.
Okay, see,
the same thing with Jacob as well. I think the cop did his job.
Okay, see, now here's the thing. Here's the thing.
Right.
This is why I'm glad I got you on. Let me get you back up. Where's my StreamYard? Because this is what I'm talking about right here. Here's the thing. I'm not gonna say I disagree with everything. What's up, Neil? Stay right there. I'm not saying that I disagree with everything that you're saying. I disagree with some things that you're saying. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Definitely. But see, here's the thing. What we've been saying at the black community, and this is what makes it so dangerous for us when we're dealing with the authorities. You're saying that these cases, you don't think that they shouldn't have went, this and that. There were, discrepancies, right? But in each one of those cases, now what's happening is Derek Chauvin is in jail. The other guy that you're talking about that shot the man, I think that was in Georgia, outside the Wendy's. Regardless of what you think or what I think, he was charged. These people have been charged, and that's the first step. Because see, what's been happening, right, for as long as that I can remember, there's never been charges. You're still an American citizen as a cop. Even though you put that uniform on, your job is to protect. You have certain duties. None of those duties or delegations comes with a license to kill. So when a life is taken, just like any other U.S. citizen, you have to face the same laws that we face as U.S. citizens. And that has not been happening through history, especially when deaths of black people have been involved. To that, what do you say?
I don't agree with that, because the fact that we live in such a world is completely trivial. It's common. This happens all the time. This is nothing new. It's happened to white people too. I think there was, back in 2016, a white individual called the cops on himself, and they killed him just like, well, I mean, I don't know if they killed George Floyd, but it did seem that way. But they killed him like George Floyd. They put the knee on his back. He said he couldn't breathe. He was begging for his life. They were laughing, and they killed him. And then when the EMT showed up, like, oh, how is this condition? As they were laughing, he's like, he's dead. So they killed him. It's just, that's the world we live in. We live in a society of, like, this stuff happens every day. It's nothing new. It's just the media is making it seem like it's a lot of people, but it's not.
All right, let me get Mills, because I do have a rebuttal to that, but let me get Mills Lane in on this. He's been waiting patiently. Mills Lane,
Sure.
How you doing today, sir?
Salute to you. Salute to Diogenes.
Oh, how you doing, man?
All
Salute
right.
to you too.
Talk to me, Mills. What's your take on the Breonna Taylor situation? And if you tapped in the conversation, what's your take on the conversation? Let's go.
First take on the conversation, I'm on vacation.
Nice.
It's a running sign. It's a running line. I've been saying this to everybody across the nation. I'm on vacation. But I don't, social justice takes no vacation. Yes, I did speak on her family getting this $12 million settlement. And my first question was that justice? Nobody felt like that was justice, right?
Right.
But I guess it was a setup for.
It'll never be justice because no amount of money is ever gonna fill that void in their family's heart.
It basically was a setup for the actual.
Well, I mean, if you join the military and you get killed in action, 50,000.
It's not really what I'm trying to say. But what I'm
But I'm
really
just
trying to say.
Let her finish.
It's my time to talk.
Let her finish.
What I really was trying to say was, it's not the justice that her family was looking for. They wanted somebody to go to jail.
Right.
So here we are with this felony charge that carries up to 5 years. I'm hearing.
Right.
War
That's it. That's the max, 5. That's it.
Enforcement. What is it?
WANTON endangerment. Wanton endangerment.
Wanton endangerment.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, like friendly fire type of stuff, huh?
Right.
But it's not friendly.
Right.
Okay. So, yeah, I mean, this is nothing. My comment was Amber Geiger, she got 10 years. She was convicted 10 years in prison for killing Botham Jean because he was in his apartment and the door was open. So, and she's a cop and she's a drunk cop. But since she's a cop, she gets to shoot thinking it's her apartment. You know what I'm saying? And she had already appealed on that. And that was like a slap on the wrist. And she ain't even willing to accept that accountability. And she willing to appeal on that. This is the problem I have with cops. Like I said, what I said before on this channel, there's no clear rules of engagement. So we don't believe that these cops acted in the best interest of the city. Because they went into this lady's house. Her name wasn't on the warrant. I haven't heard yet her name be mentioned being on that damn warrant.
Oh well, no, I'm about to get to some heavy. I'm about to get to some heavy facts that's really gonna upset people because I was even surprised when I started digging into this case because there's been a lot of mudslinging. There's been a lot of accusations, but at the same time, there's been a lot of money paid out. Do you understand what I'm saying? A lot of money been paid out. But before I get into that, I want to ask Diogenes a question, right? I'm gonna go to the chat, and then I'm gonna come back and say what I gotta say. Diogenes, let me ask you a question. You still there?
Yeah, I'm here, man.
Okay, let me ask you a question. For positions like, let's say, for instance, doctors, right? Do you believe that there are bad doctors out there?
Absolutely.
Okay. Do you believe that those bad doctors that put people's lives in danger due to negligence, being an alcoholic, being fucking a psychopath, whatever sick shit they got going, being whatever, a bad doctor, right? So do you think that these bad doctors, do you think that just because they're doctors and that's their job, right? And because sometimes people die, you know what I'm saying, and what you call
let me step it up.
What I'm saying is, do you think that because they're a doctor, nothing should ever be reviewed, right? No malpractice charges should ever be filed. They should never be questioned. Do you believe that?
Well, let me step it up and put it to a politician. Or not even a politician, just a very rich man. No, every law should affect everyone equally.
Okay, because it sounds like when I listen to your commentary on these police-involved shootings, right? It sounds like if you had it your way, you understand what I'm saying? These people would, these incidents would happen, and then we should just chalk it up to it being their part of their duty, and nothing should ever really be questioned because this is what happens out there, you know, in the line of duty. That's what I'm getting when I listen to you talk.
Well, I don't mean to come off that way at all. I'm actually curious about what this gentleman said about the drunk lady, the drunk cop. Did she have a warrant on her arrest?
He talking to you, Mills.
She thought she was going into her apartment, and the door was unlocked. So she pulls her gun. Now, there's a man in the house, all comfortable, no weapon, and she kills him. His name is Botham Jean. The only problem with Botham Jean, his dead ass, is that his brother was so damn sensitive that he cried and hugged this bitch while she was on trial.
I remember that. I was disgusted.
Dead man, but like I said, it ain't his fault that his brother decided to hug that bitch and cry. Because I'm Christian.
My name is Joe. I'm a sustainability science researcher at Amazon.
Time to be all hugging and kissing on nobody that killed my family.
Now I want to show y'all
my
something.
Judgment ain't my place to be giving forgiveness for that. No other Christian ever better feel like that. My bad. Go ahead, man.
I want to show y'all something.
That was real.
I want to show y'all something. You tuned into the Angry Black Man podcast. I want to show y'all something. I'm gonna show y'all how nasty this has gotten, right? Because, as I said, I showed y'all the receipts, right? They gave the family of Breonna Taylor, before this decision came out today, which one of the officers was indicted. We're not happy with the charges that he got, right? But before that, the family of Breonna Taylor was awarded $12 million. That's a fact. I showed y'all the receipts for that. Okay. Now, I asked the question: how could this be possible? And y'all keep calling her a trap queen. Y'all keep trying to say she was involved in a drug cartel. Y'all keep trying to say they were there to look for drugs and exercise a warrant, right? These things happen, but yet she was awarded $12 million, right? And then, right, this is what I also found interesting. Now I'm about to pull these receipts up because y'all had a lot to say about the boyfriend, right? Y'all had a lot to say about the boyfriend. I want to ask y'all this question. I'm going to ask y'all this question because I find this very, very odd myself. But we're gonna let the news people, the professionals do the work first, and then I'm gonna come back and give you my commentary on this because it's common sense for me. Let me let them talk. Go ahead.
Kenneth Walker's his name. He was
Kenneth
Come
Walker.
back to CBS this morning. We are hearing from Breonna Taylor's boyfriend for the very first time since she was killed by Louisville police back in March. Kenneth Walker's his name. He was in Taylor's apartment when police barged in with a search warrant and shot her. They were looking for drugs at the time, but did not find any. Walker is suing, claiming police misconduct. Now, none of the three officers involved in the raid have been charged. Jerika Duncan spoke to Walker's attorney about this case. Jerika, good morning to you. A lot of people have been wondering about Kenneth Walker. How's he holding up?
Not good, Gail. You know, he said he is still heartbroken over the death of Breonna Taylor. And as you may recall, he was originally charged with attempted murder of a police officer because he fired one shot, believing that police that night were intruders. Now, that charge was dropped, but it was dismissed without prejudice. What does that mean? It means that technically Kenneth Walker could be charged again with the crime.
My life changed forever in the early morning of March 13th.
Kenneth Walker breaking his silence, announcing his lawsuit against Kentucky's Attorney General, Louisville's mayor, and the entire Metro Police Department.
I was raised by a good family. I am a legal gun owner, and I would never knowingly shoot a police officer.
Walker's attorneys say he was standing his ground under Kentucky law and should be protected from further prosecution. They also believe Walker was wrongfully charged with attempted murder and that law enforcement officials violated his rights.
It's just more evidence of the disparate treatment of African Americans in the criminal justice system, right? Less than 2 hours to charge him on March 13th. But these officers have had about 6 months, and they still haven't been charged.
The night Breonna Taylor was shot and killed by police, Walker claims officers burst in without announcing themselves. He says he assumed it was an intruder and fired one shot, prompting police to fire back. 8 bullets hit Breonna Taylor.
That was a very reasonable assumption on Kenny's behalf, which is why he, after several times of asking and no one responded, he grabbed his legal weapon.
Last week, Jamarcus Glover, Taylor's ex-boyfriend, was arrested on drug charges. He was also arrested the night Taylor was killed by police and was the subject of the investigation that led police to raid Taylor's home.
There is no evidence of any drug transactions ever or any involvement in the drug trade at Breonna Taylor's apartment other than her ex-boyfriend visited her there.
According to this document leaked on social media by Taylor's family attorney.
Now, I'm gonna stop right there because now we get into the essence of what's been going on, and now we get into why what I call, and I'm trying to come up with a name to coin this shit, but what I call racist disinformation can be so harmful and so deadly, right? And that's why y'all need.
Listen.
Let's go, Mills. Let's go, Mills.
Fred, man, it's called drugs on the table. Okay, every time these cops doing a special bust and all that, and they arrest and they undercover missions and all this man hours and overtime and all this stuff, so they can bust somebody, they put the drugs on the table. They line it up on the table. They invite the media. They say, "This is the shit that we got. You see what we got? We got this, that, third, and the third." You see what I'm saying?
Right.
When they didn't have that in the Breonna Taylor case, they started bringing up, trying to make this lady into some type of drug queen pin. They trying to make her man into some troublemaker when all he was doing was defending the house. An American house, because when in America, if somebody try to come in your house in America, you got all rights, right?
Let's go, Mills. Let's go, Mills. I might not have to do no work. You bodying them already. Go ahead, Mills. Go ahead, Mills.
No drugs on the table.
Go ahead, Mills.
You know, when they do the bust, they like, yeah, we did all this. I like to thank this guy, that guy. You know, we like to thank everybody, the community, and everything for all these drugs and guns on the table. Look at this table, y'all. Ain't nothing there. That's why they had to pay $12 million to her family, because they killed that lady on some bullshit. Ain't no drugs on the table.
Now, y'all see where this is headed. So I know what y'all showed up looking for. That might make you run for the weeds right there. You understand? Because when you put it out there, right, and you take the racism out of it, all you need is common fucking sense. And if you have been keeping up with this case, but you got a job, you got a regular life, you got bills, you got responsibilities and real shit that you need to keep up with, then the information that you are able to get a hold to, these motherfuckers will lead you to believe, and is gonna keep leading you to believe that her boyfriend, right, that the man that they came looking for was a drug dealer when that wasn't the case. Who do you know that's gonna shoot? The only person I know that ever did this was Tupac. Tupac shot at 2 cops, hit one in the ass, and the charger was dropped. That's the only nigga I know shot at the cops and shot a cop, and the charger was dropped. This the next nigga I know. Shot a cop.
I'm from Louisville, Kentucky. I'm from Louisville, Kentucky.
Cop. Stay right there. We'll bring you in. He shot a cop, right? He shot a cop. You understand? You killed this girl. Y'all fucked up. You understand? You had to break her family out $12 million, and now the nigga that y'all been trying to drag, y'all dropped them charges. Y'all not gonna tell the people that though, that y'all dropped those charges. They wouldn't stick. You had nothing on this man. They wouldn't stick. But y'all want to blur the lines, right? That her ex-boyfriend, maybe the nigga she was trying to get away from, maybe the nigga that she decided to change her life and get the fuck away from. Her ex-boyfriend, y'all want to blur the media lines and lead the people to believe that these 2 black men are the same people, when that's not the case, because what's finna happen is, now y'all finna break this man off $10 million. He finna be the next person y'all finna have to pay. That's a fact. That's a fact. Where my shit at? Where my shit at?
Shit like that.
That's a fact. Huh? Huh?
This is my shit.
Huh? Huh? That's a fact. This is what we're doing at the Angry Black Man Podcast. You're not about to hit us with the oopty wop. You can miss me with that bullshit. So it's time to double up. Dig in them pockets one more time. And break this man off. Let's go, Barbie doll. Where you from? What's your name and where you calling from?
My name is Barbie. I'm from Louisville, Kentucky. I'm down here in this bullshit. That's what it is.
Okay, let's talk about it. We have somebody from Louisville, Kentucky.
To Barbie doll.
Let's go. Talk about it.
Barbie
Give us
doll,
the.
I'm aware of your work with other channels. Salute.
Yeah, they on their bullshit. They killed that girl, plain and simple. They murdered her. They killed her. They ran up in there on some bullshit, some he say, she say shit. I don't know. All I know is the media is lying to motherfuckers, and whatever she was, if she was selling dope, pussy, whatever, she didn't deserve to be killed like that. So, and people talking about her mother sold out. She didn't sell out. She wasn't going to win regardless. They was never going to charge them. The motherfucker that shot her only got charged with shooting in a dwelling. And potentially hurting some the other people. They killed this girl. Y'all worried about the people that didn't die. You know what I'm saying? And then they want to run around the fucking Daniel Cameron fucking sellout, two-faced ass bastard. We voted that bitch in on a sympathy story. He got to go. All of them got to go. 2 cops then got shot down here, and they already got a suspect in custody. I bet you he get life if he don't die in jail. The police that they charged with the crime, he's out already on $15,000 bond because they knew that they was gonna fuck his ass up in that jail cell. You know what I'm saying? This shit and all they talking about the boyfriend that's in jail. He set her up, mad because she went on with her life and told them she had the bag and she was running this, she was running that. My daughter works at the post office. They try to say that the postmaster said was suspicious packages. They got a fake warrant to go up in that girl's house. The postmaster came out and said, we never seen no suspicious packages or anything going to this woman's house. They went up in there to kill her, and that's what they did. One shot. Why would somebody shoot at the fucking police if they announced themselves? Or if somebody, he had every right, if he did shoot, to defend. If somebody kicked my door in, I'm shooting and asking questions later. If it's the police, oh well, then we got to go toe to toe.
Well, the charges were dropped. The charges were dropped. The charges have been dropped. He's not facing any charges. They tried to keep it looming over his head that, we can't come back and charge you. And what he decided to do was let his motherfucking nuts hang and lawyer up and decided to go after what he deserved to do and to sue them for $10 million. Now, what I want to ask you, since you're out there in Kentucky, what is the temperature right now? What's the temperature out there as far as the streets? Talk to us about as far as.
It's going down. They started out rioting peacefully today, and then the police, temples was flaring. They arguing at the police. The police is looking for any excuse. They already told them if they feel threatened to shoot. That's what the temperature is right now. 2 police supposedly got shot. You know what I'm saying? They not life threatening, but they talking more about the police being shot. But y'all still ain't talking about how this girl is been murdered, and y'all just done brushed this shit up under the carpet, like it ain't nothing. And people keep talking about she was this, she was that. All you motherfuckers from other states and stuff talking about her mother sold out and shit. Until you been down here where this shit is popping off at, y'all don't know how we live down here. You know what I'm saying? Police pull you over, jack you up. 20 years ago, a boy got killed, same motherfucking scenario. Didn't nothing happen to them police because they keep letting them get away with it. And black people down here hollering about, well, what's the use in voting? It don't change. Now, you ain't got to vote. Let these motherfuckers know that we ain't having that shit. We got guns just like they do. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. I stay strapped up because they pull me over, they gonna have to catch me. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to someplace safe because I'm not gonna let y'all make me a statistic because any little thing, I got a black Camaro tinted window. Somebody got shot 6-7 months ago. I work at night.
Mm-hmm.
I'm driving. They pulled me over because somebody got shot. Well, we just want to see where you going, what you doing at this time of night. What the fuck you mean?
Right.
I still had dealer's tags. Well, we gonna give you a ticket because you got dealer's tags in the back window. Okay, y'all need to take it up with where I bought this motherfucker from. You know, when you charge them up and let them know that you know you somewhat know some rights. You know what I'm saying? They back off of you. What am I being charged for? What are you pulling me over? Is any drugs in the car? Why do I have to have drugs in the car? Are you asking everybody y'all pull over, do they have drugs in the car? Why is it always got to be about drugs? You know what I'm saying? They profile us. They still do that shit, whether they try to cover it up or not.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's ugly down here. They didn't start breaking shit. The 9 o'clock curfew, they ain't with it. They right down there now on Market Street. Full vested up. The National Guard then rolled in. They got tanks and shit. You know what I'm saying?
So you saying
they ready to kill up as many of us and justified.
You saying that the people there in Kentucky, you're saying that they're not satisfied with the charge. They know that this wanton endangerment charge is some bullshit. Is that what you're saying?
Facts.
Okay.
Facts.
Okay. They wanted murder charges. Bottom line. Okay. I mean,
and the felony that he's getting charged with is a D felony. That's the lowest shit. That's a pat on the fucking hand.
The max is 5 years, so he will not be, I can guarantee you that he will not be doing jail time. The max is 5 years. That he will be getting. You understand?
Yeah.
So this
and then the AG gonna talk about what I know people not gonna like it, but it was justified.
Well, see, again, this is what people are going to start trying to hit people with semantics. Again, you have to ask, well, what was justified? Because he has been indicted for a crime, and $12 million have been paid out. So you have to ask, where is the justification on their part? It seems like they are still on the defense. It's all about being on the defense.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Why did y'all pay $12 million if it was justified?
You know, so I understood what was going on when they paid out the $12 million before announcing the charges. I knew what was about to happen, and just so that people can understand, $12 million, that's the most money that has been paid out in U.S. history to a U.S. citizen through a lawsuit due to police brutality. That's a fact. I showed y'all the receipts earlier. If you don't believe me, do your own research. So this is what's going on here, and basically, in my eyes, it says that the price of lynching, you understand? All it says is that the price of lynching has now gone up to $12 million, because I also have receipts that's going to show you how much money the U.S. actually spends on these type of cases. It's not uncommon. It's a lot of money being spent.
And another point, if everybody talking about her mother sold out, no, they pressured her into that because they made her, all these people coming out trying to defamation her daughter and stuff, making her look like something she wasn't. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter whatever she was doing. Like I said, if she was selling pussy, dope, crack, whatever, it didn't deserve it, because if it was a warrant, if they felt like something like that, why did y'all sneak attack and go in at night? Why y'all didn't serve her no warrant in the daytime? Because anybody in their right mind, if you kick my door in, I'm gonna defend. I don't know who the fuck it is. So yes, I'm gonna pull my weapon until you. And then it was supposed to be a no knock. Now they saying that they're not gonna go with the law about the no knock. It's bullshit. I
want you to stay right there. I want you to stay right there. We're gonna take just a really, really quick small break. I'm gonna go to the chat, and I'm gonna open up the floor because we have somebody here from Kentucky. Do you understand what I'm saying? We have a very different platform up here, but on your behalf, and I've been asking this for the longest, because you have people, these same people that you're talking about, they don't want to put it on the record. You understand what I'm saying? When I open up the floor, or when you open up the floor to debate this, they don't want to talk about it. I'm going to say it again, and I'm going to come back and I'm going to put it in the StreamYard for anybody who disagrees with this woman or disagrees with Breadman. We're here to talk about and debate the murder of Breonna Taylor. I doubt you're going to be here. I doubt you're going to show up. I'm about to come and read the comments, and I'm going to put the link in there, because I can guarantee you there's somebody in there right now, Incoherent Dog. He's been talking shit all night. yet they never want to come on record. You see what I'm saying? They
Yeah,
never want to be documented.
Super 75, he blocked me out. They wouldn't let me speak or nothing because they going by what the media said. You motherfuckers ain't living this. We living this. We know what the fuck happened. They murdered that girl, point blank, period. Ain't no ifs, ands, and buts about it.
Okay, so I want you to stay right there. We're gonna take a small break. Okay. Let me see, where is that thing at? You stay right there. This is a small public service announcement, right, from the Angry Black Man Podcast. I'm gonna go ahead and hit y'all with the short one, right? Let's go.
On the African American community, what do you have to lose? You're living in poverty. Your schools are no good. You have no jobs. What the hell do you have to lose?
Very fine people on both sides. You're changing history, you're changing culture. That were there to innocently protest the taking down of the statue of Robert E. Lee.
Now we're learning more about the teenager charged with intentional homicide after shooting 2 protesters dead during a night of mayhem. Rittenhouse attended a Trump rally in January and sat in the front row not far from the president.
You want me to care for a stupid nigga that runs towards niggas with guns? No, I'm sorry.
I want to come out and say that I do not support George Floyd and believe it.
On the African American community.
You tuned in to the Angry Black Man Podcast, man. I need y'all to hit that like button. I need you to hit the share button, and I need you to hit the subscribe button right now. Right now, okay? Right now we're talking about the death of Breonna Taylor. We're talking about the judgment that has just came in. Well, not the judgment. We haven't even got there yet. We're talking about the indictment. The indictment that has just came in, right? And how people are trying to already hit us with the oopty-wop. You understand what I'm saying? But we're not going to let that happen here at the Angry Black Man Podcast. Huh? We've already showed y'all. We showed y'all the receipts. How they try to set it up. They paid the family of Breonna Taylor $12 million before they let this drop, right? They paid $12 million for that body. That's fact number one. That's fact number one, right? So how does a so-called trap queen, right? How do y'all break her off $12 million? Okay? Now, let's move along to the next. The so-called boyfriend, the so-called drug dealer. You understand what I'm saying? That's another oopty-wop they've been trying to hit y'all with. You understand? And this is going to be cleared up because he is now bringing a lawsuit for $10 million. They about to break him off too. Shot a police officer in the ass, just like Tupac. Charges dropped. Huh? What kingpin walks away from shit like that? And now he's suing y'all ass for $10 million. These are some of the biggest payouts in U.S. history due to police brutality. This is what's going on. So don't get hit with the oopty-wop. You tuned in to the Angry Black Man Podcast. I want to go back to my panel. Okay, I got a very, very interesting panel up. We got Barbie doll, straight out from Kentucky. Okay, she's been giving her firsthand account on what's been going on out there. Barbie doll, are you still tuned in? You still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay, and we still got the Diogenes
you
on.
You hear the helicopters? Can you hear the helicopters?
Yeah, I can hear the helicopters back there. Yeah. So it's active out there. It's really, really active, huh?
Yeah, and I just want to say too, just on him, they even try to say that he put that he shielded himself and that's how she got killed and stuff. But just for them, the naysayers, that girl was still alive when they shot her. You know, not one of them funky ass police try to give her CPR, anything. That's what they ain't telling motherfuckers. Let's get real. Let's get real.
So you saying that she was still alive even after they shot her? And she didn't make it because they refused to render aid.
Yeah, and then they try to come back and say, well, she would have died within 2 minutes. How the fuck you know that if nobody even tried to save her? They let that girl die because they had every intention of killing somebody when they ran up in there because shots was fired because they knew they was gonna get away with it because the state and whoever else, the warrant, they felt like they had justifiable cause.
Right. And so this is why they had to pay the $12 million.
So how they gonna drop all charges against him, but not charge the police for killing her when he was defending them? And if he shot a cop, if it was justified homicide, how's he not facing no charges now?
Right. I definitely understand. Actually, he was facing charges. They charged him with attempted murder. They charged him with attempted murder. Do you understand what I'm saying? And the charges were ultimately dropped.
And the fact that the other cops left, one of the main cops left the scene for 2 hours when he got his story together and lawyered up and came back to the scene. Talk about that.
Now we get into the crust. Now we get into the crust of the problem. You see what I'm saying? Now we get into the crust of the problem. And that's where the cover-up ensued.
Exactly.
That's where the cover-up started. Correct. So so you're saying that you got choppers all around you, right? They have issued a state of emergency.
National Guard, they got tanks and everything down here.
So they're ready.
Yeah.
They're ready.
It's real.
Let me ask you a question. Are you hearing anything or seeing anything as far as, because last time this happened, we had Kyle Rittenhouse out there in where was that? Jacob Blake, right? Damn, where was it? The Jacob Blake case, okay? In Wisconsin, I believe. You had Kyle Rittenhouse come out there and kill 2 people, and he came out there on behalf of what was called the Kenosha Guard, which is a white supremacist group. So I'm asking you, have you heard anything about as far as white supremacist groups coming out there, or do you see any white supremacist groups, armed white supremacist groups out there in the streets, pouring gasoline on the flames?
No, not yet. But they set up this fake ass on a Wednesday, a fucking state of emergency, 72-hour curfew. Okay, well, what happens when the weekend come when all these crackers is off from work and ain't got nothing to do but hunt niggas?
When it's rally time, parade time.
Exactly.
Right. So this is what we have to be out on the lookout for, and this is when things become extremely dangerous. Let me go to the chat and see if any one of y'all got questions. Okay, I see what's going on. Let me get this up. If anybody has questions in the chat, y'all go ahead and put them in right now, and I'm going to read them out loud for y'all. Matter of fact, I can go in right here. All right, salute to Elbow. Elbow Grease says, I don't believe the cop shooting is real. I don't know what that means, but I'm going to go ahead and put the link in here. One more time.
Tell them to check the fucking news. They believe everything else they see in the news. Yeah, 2 cops is shot. One of them's in surgery. The other one is all right.
Okay. So I'm gonna put the link. I'm gonna put the link in here for y'all for anybody who wants to join the conversation. And also my Cash App is $Breadman281. That's $Breadman281. Support the machine. Show your appreciation. We putting in the real work here at the Angry Black Man Podcast, okay? I got about 10 to 15 minutes and we'll be wrapping this up. So y'all go ahead and put y'all questions in, and I'm gonna also put the link in for anybody who wants to join in on this conversation. All right.
And another thing I wanted to say, because my cousin is a correction officer and he's calling for a blackout here in Louisville, because when the NFC came down here, they can talk all that shit they want to about them, but they was well respected. They shut Churchill Downs down. They was talking about, they said they was going to burn the city down. No, that's what y'all wanted them to do. Like he said, they hit them in their pocketbook because they already had lost so much money due to the pandemic, right. But they shut that shit down at Churchill Downs, and I was there. I was there both times. And then that bullshit about they shooting their own members. No, the man passed out, and just what he said happened. The bullet, the gun hit the ground, and it was shrapnel. It wasn't nobody murdered or in no intensive care like the media try to blow it up to be. You know what I'm saying?
Now when
all
she's
that
speaking,
media shit, y'all believe half of what you hear and none of what you see.
when she's speaking to the Churchills down, I believe she's talking about the Kentucky Derby, y'all. And if y'all don't understand, that's shut down the Kentucky Derby. That's a big thing. That's damn near billions of dollars that come through that type of. I know it's a very, very big event, and a very, very historical and cultural and all the heritage and everything. So when you shutting shit like that down, you really
look up
Lavoy
Fittikin.
Say that again.
Look up Lavoy Fittikin.
Talk about it.
Just look them up.
Okay. Elbow Grease says the white supremacist groups are in the police uniforms.
That's not true.
I believe that. I agree. Bobby Williams, the one charge was for bullets going into other people's apartments. That's a fact.
No, he shot outside the window, the door.
If I shoot you through the door, not intentionally trying to shoot at you, but I hit you, was that murder?
Well, what I would say is ask the countless thousands of black men on death row doing life, doing 25 to life, doing 10 to 15, doing 5, ask those black men who got charged for the same situation for murder, sir. You see,
and I'm sick of.
Actually, I did do a jury about that. Actually,
I'm sorry.
I'm sick of the people on my Facebook talking about, oh, y'all bring it on yourself, y'all doing this, y'all doing that.
And
but
Michael Johnson.
until you walk a mile in our shoes, because the very people that we pay to protect us, we can't trust them. So it's by any means necessary. If I gotta shoot, I'm not asking no questions either. I'm gonna stay strapped up and carry my gun like I do. And
I had 4 of my friends die from fentanyl. So I guess those people are not responsible. They shouldn't be go to jail. They shouldn't have the cops raid them or nothing, right?
Wait a minute.
You own something totally different.
Well, I'm trying to understand where he's
talking about
going.
dope. You said that if people break in for dope or something, they have every right to defend themselves. They shouldn't die.
No, I'm saying that first of all, it was bogus ass.
But again,
anyway.
wait a minute. But again,
Breonna Taylor was
wait a
an
minute.
accident, though.
But wait a minute though.
That's why the settlement
but the
was
facts
paid. It was
are.
an accident.
But what dope are you talking about?
They found no
wait a minute,
drugs,
because you said.
Yeah.
Because
with
now,
Breonna Taylor, no, you're right.
Okay, so but and this is the topic of the show, so we want to try to stick to the facts. You understand what I'm saying? So this is the person.
I just feel that all these other subjects are relevant.
Okay, and then if you want to stick with try to stick with the topic and try to veer off a little bit, then let's just stick with black people getting killed in their own home. The other black person.
But it happens to white people
too. So the other black person, Botham Jean, that got killed in his own home, right? Amber Geiger was charged. So I'm trying to see. So I'm trying to find the case that you're talking about.
Got killed by the feds when he was defending his property.
Who was that?
He didn't even.
Michael McAfee, the guy that was killed in his restaurant down here. He was the National Guard killed him, and they not doing nothing about that. He didn't know who was shooting at him, but he got killed, and they justified that.
Okay,
ain't nobody been arrested.
I believe
for
it.
that.
Let me put this out there. Let me put this out here, and this is to Diogenes, and this is to anybody kind of like on the same mind thought, and this is to Barbie Doll as well. And then I'm gonna come back, give y'all the last word, and I'm gonna get out of here. This is what I've noticed. This is what I've noticed. Okay. Again, you tune in to the Angry Black Man podcast. Make sure you hit like, make sure you hit share, make sure you hit subscribe. This is what I've noticed. Out of all of these situations, these police shootings, right, where there end up being innocent black people, unarmed black people on the other end, caught up in these fiascos. No matter how hard you try to reach to tear these people down, they die without charges against them. They died unconvicted. And worst of all, they die unarmed. You understand what I'm saying? But
white people too.
Here's the thing.
Black cops shoot a white person, they get no charges.
Let me get this off, and then I'm gonna come to you, and you can get the last word. Here's the thing that I've noticed, right? And I'm going after my own community as well, because I get pissed off about this, right? Hear me out, Barbie Doll. This is what I noticed. I've never heard of a police officer, right, or none of these instances when they say, you know, we shouldn't have shot, but the person that we killed was actually the kingpin of this Mexican drug cartel. The person that we killed this time was actually a well-known leader of the Crips or the Bloods. The person that we actually killed this time was actually wanted for sex trafficking children. He actually has 10 bodies on him. This is a proven to be bad person. The only thing that we didn't do is we didn't take him in. We had to kill him first, and it was on accident. We shouldn't have did it. But look, this guy was actually, he's one of the bad. This never happens. It never happens. It's always a unarmed teenager, Tamir Rice, an unarmed child, unarmed teenager, Michael Brown, unarmed teenager, Trayvon Martin, unarmed woman, Breonna Taylor. It's all kind of unarmed people that aren't even in the same game as y'all. They're not even in the same game. They're not even on the same playing field, yet you come using excessive force that results in the death of these unarmed people. And there's not one time that you could point to where y'all can hold up a head and say, look, y'all, we fucked up, but look, y'all, this who it is. It never happens. It never happens. Just like y'all never stop crime in the process. I've never heard of a cop actually stopping a murder in process. It's inconceivable. It never happens. It's only on the fucking movies. You're not first responders. You're last responders. That's only on the movies. It's fictional when the cop shows up and actually stops the person from stealing the lady's purse. It says, here you go, lady. Here's your purse back. And they take the perp to jail. That's a fallacy. It never happens. And then on the other side, right, even on the other side, I take responsibility for my own community. You got all these hardcore gangbangers, right? The Crips, the Bloods, the GDs, all these kingpins, these drug dealers, these niggas who will kill you for looking at them crazy, for getting in their territory, for talking stupid, all this crazy shit, for having Twitter fingers, all that. Yeah, y'all get busy. Y'all get busy. But yet the police come in your own community, they'll kill your brother who wasn't even fucking around. They'll kill your unarmed brother who wasn't even fucking around. Right? And nothing happens. Nothing happens. Nothing happens. So here we caught in a quandary. Because the two top gangs, right? The two top people who's supposed to be out there banging and wreaking havoc, the police, right? And the gang bangers, the criminals, they seem to never clash with each other. It never happens. I need somebody to tell me why. I need somebody to tell me why. Huh? Huh? The criminals never kill the cops, and the cops never kill the criminals. The only people that end up victim to these motherfuckers are innocent lives. Do the numbers. You're cowards at the end of the day. That's why you chose to be a cop and go and kill somebody under the guise of that shit, because you a fucking coward. That's why you joined the gang and chose to go and kill somebody under the guise of that shit. You a fucking coward. You couldn't stand on your own, nigga. Let me go back to my chat, man. Let me go back to my panel. I'm going to get in the last word and I'm going to get up out of here, man. I said my piece, man. I said my piece. To that, what do y'all have to say?
Evil reigns on the just and the unjust alike.
Barbie doll, are you there?
Yeah,
I'm going to give you the last word. I'm going to give you the last word.
Yeah, the only thing I want to say to that is that how come white people can go in schools, go in movie theaters, go in businesses, go in workplaces and kill up everybody, and they usually end up killing themselves. The police don't kill them, and they know they end up killing people.
That's not true. You can find
that's a
plenty of
fact.
people that.
So Dylan Roof,
there's-
so
I think
Dylan
there's been
Roof, so
several, but
Dylan
they
Roof,
kill
Dylan
like
Roof,
two cops.
Dylan Roof was able to go out and eat Whataburger. Say that it's a fallacy.
Right.
So say that
Right.
it's
That
say
is-
that it's
that is true.
say that it's a
There
fallacy.
was a-
Say that it's
there
a
was a reason for it.
Say that it's a reason. What was the
Yes.
reason that he was able to go and eat Whataburger?
Compliance. Compliance.
Okay.
Play good cop.
Okay,
All
but
right.
compliance, if you in your
So
bed
wait a
sleeping,
minute. So
somebody
wait a
break in
minute.
and
So
shoot
wait a minute.
at your house.
But that's not what
So
happened.
wait a minute. So let me show you this, and now I got to get in my bag. I'm sorry, y'all. I got to do this before I go because I'm gonna show this one clip, Diogenes, and I want to know what you have to say to this. If you can't see it, I'll describe it for you. But this is what I do here at the Angry Black Man Podcast. It's funny that I got this on deck because you had an excuse for Dylan Roof. You said it was compliance, right? You said he did a good job. He was compliant. That's fine. That's cool. That's cool. Let's look at this video. Let's look at this video. No, that's not the one. Hold on. Wait a minute. Where is it?
And we're not
There it
talking
is, there it
about black people killing black people. We're talking about
Now
people
we're watching.
us.
Now we're going to watch a white person kill a cop and shoot two cops due to white privilege. The same white privilege that Diogenes is speaking to, right? It ended up getting these two cops killed. When one of these cops killed and ended up getting the fucking gun down, right? And there was no compliance here, Diogenes. You understand what I'm saying? There was actually no compliance the whole time. He was fighting back the whole time. They tased him multiple times. They wrestled him. They called him by his first name. They said, Billy,
Yes, I saw it.
Billy,
Except he didn't have a knife.
Billy, you gotta get out of the car.
Billy didn't have a knife.
Right,
And he didn't have a warrant to rape.
well, actually, you're right. Billy didn't have a knife. Since you saw the video, I can go ahead and come back to you. Actually, he didn't have a knife. He had a motherfucking gun, and he blew one of the fucking cops' head off. So to that, what do you have to say? What do you mean what? What do you mean
I
what?
didn't see that. Hold on. I'm watching the video now.
I'm sorry. Let me let the video play. You understand what I'm saying? Because apparently you did not see this. So for those who didn't see this, this is the cop killer, Mr. Ware. He shot two officers. I believe blew one of their fucking heads off. And we're about to watch it. Due to white privilege.
Get out of the car! Fuck you, dude. Oh, what the fuck? Get out of the car! Fuck! Get out! Fuck! What the fuck? Back up. You want to get sprayed? No. Get out! Okay. Now! I'm getting out. Get out of the damn car! Now, or I will spray you! Fucking ground. On the ground! On the ground! Man, I don't want to go to jail, fuck! Get out of the car! Get out! Now! I will spray you again! Okay. Get on the ground! Get on the ground. Get on the ground now! On the ground! Please stop!
We're going on 2 minutes right now. They've been telling us for 2 minutes.
Get out! Why are you doing this? Please stop! Help! Get out of the car! Violate my rights! Get out of the car! Please! Matt, please help! That's my friend, please help!
The car is a deadly weapon, mind you. I want to remind y'all that. The vehicle is a weapon.
Stop! Get out of the car! Stay in the car! Matt, help! Left arm. Help! Arm, I got this arm. Matt, help! 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 Get out of the car! Help! Thing's not even in gear. Help! David, do you want to get sprayed then? I'm going to spray you again. Get out of the car! Get out! This way. Help! 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 You got him? What the? What the?
Got him. Cop down. Cop down.
You got him? What the?
Cop down. 2 cops down. So Diogenes, we just showed basically white privilege.
I'm still watching.
We just
No, it's not white privilege, man. Stop that.
Well, what do you call it?
What do you mean? What when you say white privilege?
You said that Dylan Roof. You said that Dylan Roof. You said Dylan Roof. You said compliance. You said that Dylan Roof was able to go and get Whataburger after going into a black church in South Carolina and killing 9 people.
Wasn't he a teenager?
You said that the reason he was able to do this was because he was compliant. Okay, this was a teenager as well who just shot 2 officers and it resulted in a death. Okay, so what I want to ask you, because there was no compliance here, he fought them the whole time. Well, while he had a deadly weapon at his disposal, his vehicle, right? And he also had a gun on him. And he ended up blowing one of their fucking head off. So I just want to know, I'll give you the last word on this, because you say this is not white privilege. I want to know what you think it is. I'll give Barbie Doll the last word, and I'm going to wrap the show up.
I still hold on to that stand. Compliance. Playing good cop.
Okay, Barbie Doll, you want the last word? You still there? Okay, I think Barbie Doll is either busy or there she go right there.
No, I'm still here.
Okay, you got
I'll link you a video, Brad, later.
Okay.
All I can say is all those people that are blind, they just don't want to see. It's real. It is what it is. And you can sit back from a viewpoint where you protect it, because you're going to be protected more than we are. And it is what it is. I'm just saying, I was just telling you when we was watching the video, somebody just let out 6 or 7 shots. I got drones flying over my head right now, and I live in the West End. They just doing the damn fool. But people only gonna be suppressed for so long, and it is what it is. And if by any means necessary, I mean, you just can't keep killing us and think we just gonna let y'all keep getting away with this shit. And I'm not saying all police or all white people are bad, but like you said, white privilege, it is what it is. And people that don't want to see it, it's only because they feel like that we brought it on ourselves. Well, you be black for a day, because I bet you I can offer $10,000, $1 million to 100 white people, and how many out of them 100 you think will say they will be willing to be black for a day?
And they be taking a chance with their life. I will say that. You tuned in to the Angry Black Man podcast. Barbie Doll, I want you to get with me behind the scenes, please. DM me that's Bread Daily 832. That's at Bread Daily 832. I need you to DM me on Instagram soon as you get off, okay? At Bread Daily 832. I want to get with you behind the scenes so we can possibly set up an interview or maybe do some more things with you, okay?
Okay.
All right, Queen. I appreciate you. Y'all tuned in.
Thank you for having me.
Hey, not a problem. Y'all tuned in to the Angry
God
Black
bless, man.
Hey, not a problem, Diogenes, man. We appreciate you coming on and giving us that different perspective and standing on your belief. That's one thing I do respect about you. We don't agree on a lot of shit, but one thing is you'll come on here and you'll stand on it. You understand what I'm saying? So I appreciate you, and we'll chop it up, man. Y'all hold it down, man. The Angry Black Man podcast. Y'all make sure y'all hit like, make sure you share, and make sure you hit subscribe, man.
African American community. What do you have to lose? You're living in poverty. Your schools are no good. You have no jobs. 58% of your youth is unemployed. What the hell do you have to lose?
You're putting what you're calling the alt-left and white supremacists on the same moral plane.
I'm not putting anybody on a moral plane. What I'm saying is this. You had some very bad people in that group. But you also had people that were very fine people on both sides. So you know what? It's fine. You're changing history. You're changing culture.
Charlie, sir, I'm sorry. I just understand.
Neo-Nazis, white nationalists, whatever you want to call them. But you had a lot of people in that group that were there to innocently protest the taking down of the statue of Robert E. Lee.
Now we're learning more about the teenager charged with intentional homicide after shooting 2 protesters dead during a night of mayhem. He allegedly shot a man in the head at a besieged car dealership. Rittenhouse can be seen fleeing the scene, then tripping as protesters tried to disarm him. He fired his rifle and a second man was killed. Rittenhouse attended a Trump rally in January and sat in the front row, not far from the president.
Right, and then I see the disinfectant that knocks it out in a minute, 1 minute. And is there a way we can do something like that by injection inside? Or...
This morning, a devastating chapter in the U.S. fight against COVID-19. Death toll climbing above 200,000 Americans. And when asked about the rising death toll in early August.
Well, how? 1,000 Americans are dying a day.
They are dying. That's true. And it is what it is.
26-year-old Raheem Jones was punched in the face as he was escorted out of Donald Trump's rally last night. Cell phone videos also showed Jones being thrown to the ground and tackled by police.
The next time we see him, we might have to kill him.
Go home to mommy.
I don't give a fuck about that nigga that got killed by them white boys. I don't give a fuck. You want me to care for a stupid nigga? You want me to care for a stupid nigga that runs towards niggas with guns? No, I'm sorry.
I want to come out and say that I do not support George Floyd. I want to come out and say that I do not support George Floyd and the Vietnam.
On the African American community. What do you have to lose? You're living in poverty. Your schools are no good. You have no jobs. 58% of your youth is unemployed. What the hell do you have to lose?
You putting what you're calling the alt-left and white supremacists on the same moral plane.
I'm not putting anybody on a moral plane. What I'm saying is this. You had some very bad people in that group, but you also had people that were very fine people on both sides. So you know what? It's fine. You're changing history. You're changing culture.
Fairly, sir, I'm sorry. I just understand.
Neo-Nazis, white nationalists, whatever you want to call them. But you had a lot of people